It's Monday, Hollywood, California. Muggy, muggy, muggy day, man. Oh yeah, it's Monday morning, and we are ready to go for the week. What's up, people? I was just sitting down, starting to watch. I subscribe to a few YouTube channels as well, and I was just starting to watch their videos this morning. I thought, wait a minute, if I'm watching my channel's videos that I like to watch, I need to put something together for the people that like to watch mine. Before I go down my YouTube rabbit hole, let me make one for you guys. So here we are. Tell you about the weekend. This weekend, I've decided to make a change in my life, and I'm going out a lot more at night. Not for crazy nights out partying till 2 in the morning. I mean, like, just to get out of the house in the evening and go do something inspiring or social, something fun, something to just kind of break up the monotony of work, music, sleep, work, music, sleep. So what I've been doing is coming up with all kinds of ideas for small concerts, movies, art exhibits, cool stuff like that, Broadway performances, anything that's kind of artistic or creative or that might be inspiring. And one of the things I did this weekend was I went to see this show at a club called Bootleg that I've never been to before. A friend of mine, Eric, I texted him, just said, "Are you in town? Like, what are you up to?" He said, "There's a show going on." I forget which night it was, maybe Saturday? Yeah, Saturday night. And we went down to see, I went to the website to check out the show. I don't like to go to a bad show. So the beautiful thing about the internet is you can research who you're about to go see perform, see if they're any good or not. So I did a quick search on the website, found the show, and there were 3 bands, right? Headliner, an opening act, and then the local opener. The local opener is the guy who's probably not on tour with the other 2 bands. They're actually on tour around the country. Then they throw someone from the local scene on the opening slot, and that's what they had set up for this night. So I listened to the headliner, and he was okay. I watched a few interviews on YouTube, and he was kind of a big deal. I don't know, I think he had a big band in the 90s or something. And he was doing solo stuff now, and it was the same story for the opener on the tour. They also were kind of interesting, kind of folk, punk, rock, pop, I don't know. Kind of generic, both of them. But he was also a singer in some big bands, was doing a solo tour now. So those were the big bands on tour. They were from like Seattle or Portland, something like that. Then there's this guy. I listened to each of the headliners, the 2 main bands, and they weren't my cup of tea. They were okay. It was like good funk, folk rock, Americana type stuff, but there was nothing interesting about it. There was nothing beautiful, no pain. There was nothing. Like, I'm a stickler. If you know me, if you're one of my friends and you've ever tried to get me to go see a band, I'll come to see who may be your favorite artist, and I can tell right away. I'll hear one note and go, this is going to be terrible. Like, I hate to be judgmental on music like that. And it's not that the music's even bad. Sometimes the music is great. Like, the guy is a better singer and a guitar player than almost anyone, but he just has nothing interesting to say, or he has nothing. You can feel through the music and his voice that he's never been through a hard time. Like, I eliminate those people completely. I have no interest in hearing a well-written song by a well-balanced individual. I like to hear heartbreaking admissions from people who are one step away from jumping out of a window or doing something crazy. I like listening to music made by maniacs. And the headliner and the opening act, they just didn't have that. It was very generic, very safe, very blah. I wouldn't have gone to the show to see those 2 people. I wouldn't have paid anything to see them. But the opening act was this guy, the local opener was this guy named Angelo De Augustine. And when I heard his song on the website, I knew instantly. When his voice hit, okay, Angelo has a voice, sounds like a little girl. It's the highest voice. He has the highest voice I've ever heard on a guy, and he kills it. He sounds incredible in that high range. Just an acoustic guitar, no drums, no backing band. The recording sounded like it was probably recorded on an iPhone at best, more likely like an old tape player that someone has from the 80s or the 90s. It sounded terrible. Huge hissing. You could barely hear the guitar, and then the vocals hit, and they're like double and triple tracked, and it just blew my shit. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to this show. So I go down to the Bootleg early, and because I want to see Angelo, I don't want to miss it. I could care less about the headliners. I'll probably be gone by the time they play anyway. But I walked in about half an hour early, got a little drink, a ginger ale or whatever. I don't drink. And I just sat in the corner until Angelo's show started. And I waited and waited, and sure enough, finally, here he came. And the room is amazing. Probably holds 200 people tops. But they have the sound dialed in. It was an incredible mix. Like, the room just sounded perfect. Whoever runs the sound at the Bootleg in Hollywood is fucking amazing. Because when Angelo came out, picked up his guitar, and started singing, the first sound that he made, I recognized how great the sound was. The vocals had like this haunting reverb, which they have to have. If you're in a club and you're watching a band and the vocals are just dry, it's a painful experience. You've got to have some sort of wetness on the vocals. There's got to be some effects. If not, I don't want to hear your bullshit. I've never liked dry vocals. I don't think there's any reason why anyone should ever sing dry vocals. You got to have something. But he had just the perfect pixie dust on this mic to make his voice echo in a haunting vintage way. And he proceeded to slay the room. Like, there maybe were 30 people standing in the room when he played, because you got to remember the local opener goes on 2 hours before the headliner, so half the crowd wasn't even there yet. But he annihilated the place, and I just sat there in the back watching him going, oh my God. Like, I've been looking for good music in Hollywood since I got here. In the beginning, I used to go up and down Sunset Boulevard looking for bands. We couldn't find anything. There were bands, all the bands sounded like Korn and Tool, which is fine, but someone's already done that 20 years ago, 25 years ago. You know, it's at this point you need to hear something new. And finally, this was the first time I've seen a band in LA that wasn't heavy metal, and they weren't a copy of someone else. When I've seen someone that just kind of opened my mind up again, like, okay, maybe Los Angeles has a music scene that I've just been looking in the wrong places. It's not going on in Hollywood, man. Not the stuff I like. The stuff I like is apparently going on in Echo Park, Silver Lake area. That's where this show was. Crazy, there's like a big indie scene there, and maybe that's more appropriate. Maybe that's more in line with what I'm looking for, because, you know, I had my Korn and Tool phase. I was in a band that was highly influenced by Korn and Tool, but that was a long time ago, and music has changed. But it was great, man. So I'm going to show you I'll show you a quick clip of Angelo. This will give you a brief taste, and then you can go look him up. And I encourage you to support him, buy his album or whatever, because looks like he's brand new, 22 years old, and just incredible. It's worth purchasing. I purchased both of his albums, and now I walk around with him in my headphones. It's a really interesting dude. So here's a little clip from the night.
Stained glass eyes have their sound as lashes beat around, making light dance inside the mind till time is through. Some time to reinvent the life that runs towards them. Slow down like clouds in wind, revealing truth to you.
So yeah, that's Angelo. And then here's a little clip just to show you the difference. Like here's a clip of the headliner.
She wept at the scene as the ambulance drove off. Comes circumference, comes circumstance. First and many songs you wanted.
But yeah, man, major difference to me. Like Angelo just killed it. I can't wait to see the guy again. I'm trying to keep up to date with him and track his shows because I'd go see the guy play twice a month for the rest of my life if he does the shows. Who knows? I love finding someone before they are on the radar too, because he's a dude who could end up doing something really big. But right now he has like 6 Twitter followers, 500 Facebook likes, people on his Facebook page. It's a very small start. It looks like anyway. No interviews anywhere. He's never been interviewed by a magazine. There's no videos on YouTube. It's interesting. Who knows? So keep an eye, man. And that's what I did this weekend. If you're into weird, haunting music with beautiful, vulnerable, angelic, high male vocals, check out Angelo De Augustine, and you'd probably be happy you did. If you've heard anybody that sounds like Angelo, like I read some stuff and he's compared to Elliott Smith a lot, which I don't get. I think he's better than Elliott Smith. Don't freak out on me. I just think Angelo's a really special dude. But if you know someone who sounds like him or someone similar or someone amazing that's blown your mind lately, post it in the comments. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you think of Angelo. And that's it, man. I'm going to drink this coffee right here. Let's do a quick coffee cheers. 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to get on with my day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the future.